Hey son, come sit down for a moment. There's something I want to share with you.
Sure, Dad. What's up?
Well, you know how you have been asking me about my first love recently?
Yeah, I have been curious. I don't think you have ever really talked about it much before.
That's true. It's just that, well, it's a bit of a complicated story.
Complicated? How so?
It's complicated because, you see, your mother was not my first love.
Oh, really?
Her name was Sarah. We met in high school, just like you and your friends. She was smart, funny, and had this infectious laugh that could brighten up the darkest of days.
Wow, I did not know that. What happened?
Her name was Sarah. We met in high school, just like you and your friends. She was smart, funny, and had this infectious laugh that could brighten up the darkest of days.
Sounds like you really liked her.
I did, son. I really did. We spent so much time together, laughing, talking about our dreams and aspirations. It felt like we were invincible, like nothing could ever tear us apart.
So, what went wrong?
Life happened, I suppose. We both went off to different colleges, chasing our own paths. Distance can be a challenging thing for any relationship, especially when you are young and trying to figure out who you are and what you want out of life.
Did you try to make it work?
We did, for a while. We wrote letters, called each other whenever we could, but eventually, we started drifting apart. Different experiences, different people, it all adds up.
That must have been really tough for you.
It was, son. Losing someone you love, especially for the first time, it's like a piece of you goes missing. But you learn from it. You grow. And eventually, you realize that even though that chapter of your life may be over, it helped shape you into the person you are today.
Do you ever think about her?
Sometimes, yeah. But not in a regretful way. More like, with gratitude, you know. Grateful for the memories we shared, the lessons we learned together. And ultimately, grateful for leading me to your mother, who I love more than words can express.
Thanks for sharing that with me, Dad. I never knew.
Anytime, son. Life is full of twists and turns, ups and downs. But through it all, love remains constant. And who knows? Maybe one day, you will have your own stories to tell.
Yeah, I hope so. But I also hope I don't have to go through heartbreak like you did.
I understand that, son. Heartbreak is never easy, but it's a part of life. It's how we learn and grow. And trust me, as much as it hurts in the moment, it also strengthens you in ways you can't imagine.
Did you ever talk to Mom about Sarah?
Yes, eventually. Your mother and I have always been open with each other about our pasts. She knew about Sarah, just like I know about her past relationships. Honesty and communication are essential in any relationship.
I'm glad you and Mom are so open with each other. It sets a good example for me.
I'm glad to hear that, son. Remember, relationships are built on trust, respect, and understanding. It's important to be open and honest with your partner, just like your mother and I have been with each other.
I will, Dad. Thanks for sharing all of this with me.
Of course, son. I want you to learn from my experiences and make your own decisions when it comes to love and relationships. Just know that I will always be here for you, no matter what.
Thanks, Dad. I appreciate it.
Anytime, son. Now, is there anything else you want to talk about?
Not right now, but maybe later. I think I need some time to process all of this.
That's perfectly okay, son. Take all the time you need. I will be here whenever you are ready to talk.
Thanks, Dad. Do you ever wonder what would have happened if you stayed with Sarah instead of meeting Mom?
Sometimes, son. It's natural to think about the what ifs in life. But ultimately, I believe things happen for a reason. Meeting your mother was one of the best things that ever happened to me, and I would not change that for anything.
Yeah, I guess everything does happen for a reason.
Exactly. Life has a way of guiding us towards where we're meant to be, even if the path is filled with twists and turns along the way.
I hope I can find someone like Mom one day.
You will, son. Just remember to be patient and keep your heart open. Love has a way of finding us when we least expect it.
Thanks, Dad. I will keep that in mind.
Anytime, son. Now, why don't we go grab some ice cream? I could use a sweet treat after all this reminiscing.
Sounds good, Dad. Let's go. Dad, can we talk for a moment?
Of course, son. What's on your mind?
Well, I have been thinking a lot about what you told me last month, about your first love and everything. And, I don't know, it got me thinking about my own feelings and experiences.
I'm glad our conversation sparked some reflection for you. It's important to take the time to understand your emotions and thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. It's just, I think I might have feelings for someone.
Really? That's great, son. Tell me more about it.
It's just a girl from school. We have been friends for a while, but lately, I have been feeling something more. Every time I'm around her, I get this weird feeling in my stomach, like butterflies or something.
Sounds like you might be developing a crush. That's perfectly normal, son.
Yeah, but what if she does not feel the same way? What if I ruin our friendship by telling her how I feel?
Those are valid concerns, but you will never know unless you take a chance and express your feelings. It's always a risk, but it's also the only way to find out if the feeling is mutual.
I guess you are right. It's just scary, you know?
It's okay to feel scared, son. But remember, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And even if things don't turn out the way you hope, it's not the end of the world. You will learn and grow from the experience, just like I did with Sarah.
Thanks, Dad. I think I will talk to her and see how she feels.
That's the spirit, son. I'm proud of you for being brave enough to follow your heart. And whatever happens, just know that I will be here to support you every step of the way.
Thanks, Dad. I really appreciate it.
Anytime, son. Now, why don't we go grab a pizza and celebrate your courage?